Megyn Kelly was their guest last night. And Megyn Kelly she is more of a firebrand than Charlie Kirk is. Like Charlie would be very patient with these college students, whatever. I feel like if you get clips of Megyn Kelly at like a debate, she's gonna tell you to go fuck yourself or that you're full of shit and like things like that. Megyn Kelly compared to Charlie Kirk is kind of more of an aggressive type. And that's one of the things about them killing Charlie Kirk is, numero uno made the joke, you killed the moderate, now you got me. You understand that, like, now the world is more open to the Tucker Carlsons, the Megyn Kellys, the Nick Fuenteses, the, people like that. Charlie was a nice guy. A lot of these other people, kind of fucking pricks. And now you've unleashed them under, behind the shield of Charlie Kirk. Nuke Tampa now with $1 says, N-word, can we pay for your drinks at the next anniversary show with Charlie Kirk bucks? I mean, they did say they will be legal tender. So perhaps you can pay with Kirk bucks. All right. So Megyn Kelly has a face-off with leftist students, and you knew this was going to happen. At a lot of these turning point events, you got a lot of pro-Charlie guys, especially after his death. But there's going to be, and I think the liberals that came up to ask questions during this event, I think they deserve a little bit of credit because, people are not in that crowd. People are not too welcoming of that point of view right now. They literally see it as the thing that killed Charlie Kirk. So let's see, first of all, how this kid was treated. And second of all, if Megyn Kelly gave him the old dominatrix butt fucking.
Why you support a president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed.
That's kind of a wild mental gymnastics, isn't it? Your president that got his rhetoric got Charlie Kirk killed. Really? The guy who got leftified online with the furry trans boyfriend, he was listening to a lot of Donald Trump and kind of took his rhetoric and with Donald Trump's rhetoric went, I should shoot Charlie Kirk in the neck. Okay, this is kind of like, I was watching a clip of Hillary Clinton today, and Hillary was saying, now is not the time to point fingers. And literally in the next breath, she goes, and the right is really bad with their rhetoric, and all the violent rhetoric is coming from the left. Right after she says, now is not the time to point fingers. I don't think she finished her sentence. I think she meant to say, now is not the time to be pointing fingers at us. But let's continue. This guy, I'm sorry, I got 6 seconds into the fucking clip and I already hate the kid.
Why you support a president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed. We saw his rally recently. He said, I hate my enemies. Stephen Miller said similar things.
Keep on rocking me, baby. I don't know why you got to bring Stephen Miller into this. All I heard him say about it was, big old jet airliner, don't carry me too far away. Sorry. I can't help it. I'm not fucking talented. I don't know what you want from me.
How can you support him when he contributed to what got Charlie killed?
Assumes facts, not in evidence. What you said is not true.
70% of political violence is committed by Republicans.
70% of political violence is committed by Republicans. Now, you know what? Before I just say bullshit, I bet you could, if you adjusted the metrics and you manipulated the metrics and, I bet you could come up with that number. I just don't know how honest of a number it is. There's a difference between a number being factual and a number being honest. And both sides do this. This is a Republican and Democrat thing. Whenever you hear like 80% of Democrats or 80% of Republicans do this and it's a bad thing, I would look at the formula and how they came up with that number.
Okay.
Look it up.
That's not
DOJ just pulled it. The DOJ just pulled it from their website. DOJ just pulled the study from their website because they're...
You guys think the DOJ just pulled the study from their website? This kid needs to take his pills.
delusional.
That's not true because
They just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you
the
pull the
DOJ pulled it from their website.
All right,
Once you pull
no,
the crazy-
wait a minute. There's a way to, bring the temperature in the room down. 70, I'm going to go right to it. 70% of political violence, Republican. 5 days ago, PBS, what the data shows about extremist violence. Let's take a look and then we'll get back to the clip. I think this is important. I think even though we're a show that goofs on everything, I think when we can step in and help and clarify things and everything, I think we should. I think we should clarify. After September 10th assassination of political activist Charlie Kirk, President, this is what happens when you guys hit the goal early. President Donald Trump claimed that radical leftist groups foment political violence in the U.S. and they should be put in jail. Stephen Miller, Keep on Rockin' Me Baby, went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma. Policymakers and the public need reliable evidence and factual data to understand the reality of politically motivated violence. From our research on extremism, and this is PBS, it's clear that the president's and Miller's assertions about political violence from the left are not based on actual facts. Based on our own research and a review of related work, we can confidently say that most domestic terrorists in the U.S. are politically on the right, and right-wing attacks account for the vast majority of fatalities from domestic terrorism. What are we calling domestic terrorism? When a trans person shoots up a school, I'm guessing we're not calling them a lefty, even though you can assume, and that's an act of terrorism. The understanding of political violence is complicated by differences in definitions. That's fair enough. Political violence in the U.S. has risen in recent months and takes forms that go unrecognized. During the 2024 election cycle, nearly half of all states reported threats against election workers, including social media death threats, intimidation, and doxing. Kirk's assassination illustrates the growing threat. A man charged with the murder allegedly planned the attack in writing and online. Isn't that convenient for the FBI? The other politically motivated killings included Democratic Minnesota State Representative and former House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband. Now, that guy said that he was doing it for Tim Walz. I don't think that's something a Republican would do, but okie dokie. This article relies on some of our research on extremism, other academic research, federal reports, academic data sets, and other monitoring to assess what is known about political violence. Support for political violence in the U.S. is spreading from extremist fringes into the mainstream. Threats can move from online rhetoric to actual violence. Now, see, for me, this is like shooting, beating, kidnapping. This is like physical, real-life shit. Not who's writing more mean shit about who online. I mean, yes, you can be cyber stalked and cyber harassed and all that, but I would put that towards a different crime, not political violence. The FBI and Department of Homeland Security define domestic violence extremism as threats involving actual violence. They do not investigate people in the U.S. for constitutionally protected speech. Aw, shucks, right? So, three differences. They're going a long way to explain themselves here. In the first half of 2025, 35% of violent events tracked by the University of Maryland targeted U.S. government personnel or facilities, more than twice the rate in 2024. Right-wing extremist violence has been deadlier than left-wing violence in recent years. Based on government and independent analysis, right-wing extremist violence has been responsible for the overwhelming majority of fatalities, accounting to approximately 75 to 80% of U.S. domestic terrorism deaths since 2001. I'm going to guess that we're calling it September 12th, 2001. Illustrative cases include the 2015 Charleston church shooting when white supremacist Dylan Roof killed 9 black parishioners. Well, see, in my opinion, then every trans shooter's got to be put on the lefty side. 2018 Tree of Life synagogue attack in Pittsburgh where 11 worshipers were murdered. The El Paso Walmart massacre in which an anti-immigrant gunman killed 23 people. The 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. You mean the inside job where they got McVeigh as a patsy That one? You mean the Oklahoma City bombing, where if you do believe McVeigh and Nichols really did pull this off on their own? Of course they did. Watch Coop's documentary on this. It's pretty good. You really think that was just an uninvited terrorist attack? The guy said in his own words, our own government killed Randy Weaver's family and slaughtered a bunch of women and children in Waco. That's why he did it. I'm not saying it makes it okay, but it's not like some right-wing crazy guy just bombed a building one day for no reason at all. By contrast, left-wing extremist incidents, including those tied to anarchist or environmental movements, have made up about 10 to 15% of incidents and less than 5% of fatalities. Yes, but what percentage of tomato souping copies of the Mona Lisa? It's an important statistic. So, I don't know. I think if you go back to 2001, you could make an argument that the right wing has committed more acts of terror in this country, but now we're going the last 25 years? I mean, you understand if we went back to 1995 and made that same statistic in 95, you would count the Kent State shooting in that? That just seems like a long way off. All right. All right, let's accept it and see what Megyn Kelly says. First, Chev Maddock with $1 says he's just proud of himself for being able to use the word rhetoric when it was on his word-a-day calendar. Well, you know, look, we all got to grow. And we all got somebody on YouTube, who was it? Slippy Mackey, his big comeback to PBS on that study. Study D's nuts. I missed YouTube. Dante, study Mwang. See, this is the kind of intelligent political back and forth we need in this country. This is what I've been missing. I don't know. I mean, you have places like, I wish these places like PBS, and I wish they would listen to the other side of this country when it says, study Mwang. Jellyford to Smelly says 70% of the time, it's conservatives every time. All right, let's get back to Megyn Kelly talking to the kid at Turning Point USA, this very high-strung young man yelling at conservatives with his fucking crazy eyes.
He's out of there. It is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Google it.
We have had.
Wait, we missed it.
They just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you pull
pulled it from their website.
Once you pull the crazies out of there, it is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Whoa. I got to back it up. This is where I might not be as right-wing as the rest of you. Megyn, you're kind of doing the same bullshit PBS does. PBS just kind of cherry picks their data so they can make it more right wing. You can't just say something like, whoa. Once you take the crazies out of there, it's left wing violence. Dude, it's murdering people based on your political affiliation and their political beliefs. They're all fucking crazies. If you're going to take the crazies out there, out of this data point, then you can't include the trans shooters. They're fucking nuts. Anybody who's going to go into a school and shoot a bunch of kids is by definition a lunatic. That is just so not like a scientific retort. I like our guy's responses better. Study Mwang. She would have been better off going with that. Once you take the crazies out of there, it's Democrats, which that doesn't help your point. So you're basically saying your side is full of crazies. Ugh.
Google it.
We have had
every single person in the
understand.
audience. Google it right now.
You know, this is
Say please, Dick.
This is how we get here. So first of all, let me take on the
First of all, I do not want this guy having a rifle, especially now. He's got to calm the fuck down. This guy back here's got crazy eyes. Something's wrong with these kids, man. I don't know if their parents were taking too much Tylenol. I don't know if they're under-medicated or over-medicated, but kids just look different now. Either that or this was always the politically high-strung kids. We didn't look like this. This is drugs. Like, this is all medications. This is when you put 6-year-olds on antidepressants. You get these fucking weirdos.
First part of the premise of your question, that it was President Trump's rhetoric that led to an assassin killing our friend Charlie Kirk. That's a blatant lie. It's a defamatory blaspheme, and it's inappropriate in this setting.
And we're going to take away your late night show, you fucking asshole. How do you like that?
Not what I said.
We know. Yes, it is.
No, I said he contributed to the political atmosphere.
Well, then you have no point.
tension.
Then your point is utterly empty. Contributing to the atmosphere.
This
guy was. No, let's just make.
Can we get Charlie Kirk back in here? This lady's boring. By the way, how tired is this guy's arm? Poor fella. Can't we get a mic stand so this poor fucker... I mean, everyone's getting in a line anyway. It's not like he's got to walk around like Jerry Springer and hold the mic for people. Give them a fucking mic stand so this poor guy doesn't sit there doing isometrics all night.
Let's just make clear. This guy was motivated by leftist ideology. We know it from the bullet casings. We know it from the Utah governor.
No.
We know it from his own mother.
So-
Yes, we do. Let's be really clear on that.
Even if that's true, so then you're saying, because, let's say this guy's a leftist, even if that's true, does that make it okay for the sitting president of the United States to incite violence against liberals?
Doesn't make it okay, but it definitely makes it more interesting for me to talk about.
The President of the United States has not accepted violence against liberals. The President of the United States made a joke at the Charlie Kirk Memorial, which was funny and self-deprecating.
It was funny. Like, legit, Trump was funny. He was talking about how great he thinks it was that Charlie Kirk forgave his enemies. Like, I don't forgive my enemies so well. I don't. I wish nothing but bad things for my enemies. Like, in context, it was pretty fucking hilarious.
It was on the heels of Erica Kirk saying she, in an extraordinary moment, forgave her husband's killer.
He refused.
And let me finish. And then President Trump got up and making a joke, playing off of what Erica said. He said, we disagree. I need to do better. Erica's going to try to convince me, but I'm in a different place. And that's completely normal for a politician to...
The fuck politician. It's normal for a human. If your friend gets murdered by somebody, it's a completely normal way to grieve, to be like, fuck that guy and everybody who looks like him. I hope they all go down. That's vengeful. That's anger. It's literally one of the 5 stages of grief. It's the one of the most normal things you can feel after your friend is murdered at 31 years old. You're allowed to go, fuck him, everybody who looks like him, I hope they all die. You don't think, let's pick any time in history, you don't think there were a lot of black leaders in this country who, when Emmett Till got lynched, they weren't like, every fucking Southern good old boy cracker who did that to Emmett Till, I hope they all fucking die. I'm sure they did.
be thinking about his
and it's okay to think that way after somebody gets killed.
Political fights. And by the way, Trump has every right to loathe his enemies. They tried to put him in jail for the rest of his life. They tried to bankrupt.
I mean, not only that, they did shoot him in the fucking ear. I mean, like, hey, they tried to get him on a bad bank mortgage deal. Well, yeah, I mean, that, and they fucking evandered his right ear.
They tried to put his family in jail, and they tried to kill him.
Criminal. Jack
Okay,
Smith.
Wait. Okay, now you go.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very. He did like kind of a little Andy Kaufman foreign man at the end. Thank you very much. That is a good dismount. You go in there, you yell at a lady. You political piece of shit. You fucking kill everybody, you Nazi pieces of shit. Are you done now? Thank you very much. Just kind of leaves everything on a light note, lets us know we're all friends. It's not the same with Charlie Kirk there, man. It's not. She's not as good. I don't dislike Megyn Kelly or anything, but she's just, I don't know. I don't like the new format. New boss is a lot different than the old boss. Bapa Shab with a great point. He says most political violence comes from governments. I thought it came from the IDF. Deaf to the IDF. Deaf to the... It's really too bad that guy turned out to be a super piece of shit. It's kind of starting to dig that Bob villain. Bapa Shab says they want you fighting with each other so they can do shit like this. Oh, for sure. Like, I think that this fighting about Jimmy Kimmel and this fighting about Charlie Kirk makes it easier to throw another $6 billion at Israel, to not release the Epstein files, to not hold health insurance companies accountable, to not save Social Security. Like, all of this stuff gets pushed to the back burner because the minute we start to tell our politicians to shut the fuck up and do something for us, they go, oh, Jimmy Kimmel's a dick, right? And we're like, well, yeah, he is. It's like, they do, I mean, they may be incompetent when it comes to running a country and balancing a checkbook, but their ability to perform sleight of hand is pretty fucking good. They get me sometimes, and I know they're doing it. Chevrolet JB says, can't wait to see Arnold under the Turning Point tent. He's not one of them, is he? He's not part of it. I haven't seen Charlie Kirk or Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA announce that they're doing anything with Arnold Schwarzenegger, unless I missed it. Landers says the political class is not incompetent. It's all done on purpose. It was never meant to be fixed with voting. No, I mean, if it could be fixed with voting, they wouldn't be in there. Are you kidding? They would be, we'd vote them out every single time. Megyn Kelly had a message for the kids at the Turning Point event telling them, don't hide the fact that you're conservative. Are kids hiding the fact on college campus that they're conservative? I mean, I feel like all these kids on college campus, they're fucking screaming it from the rooftops. I feel like sometimes young conservatives want to be told they can't be conservative because then that's like their rebellion against authority.
We know we're in the majority. We know that conservatives are in the majority in the United States of America. That is why we have Trump as 47.
By the way, you guys got to come up with a new word for it because it ain't conservative. So what are you conserving? You're not conserving like ethics and morals and religious stances. And you're not conserving our budget. And you're not conserving our traditions and our society. I don't understand. I think Michael Malice said it best when he said conservatism is progressivism just driving the speed limit. I don't really know what our conservative party conserves, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I mean that honestly. Let me know what conservatives conserve, because it seems like they got put there to conserve marriage between a man and a woman. And then they told us, it's just gay people. It'll be fine. Then it was the drag shows and trans sports and everything else. And it's like conservatives dig in for like 5 to 7 years and then just kind of lose interest and give up. Yay.
So afraid.
Megan's a she-boss.
We're the majority. Why are we so afraid? Because we are indoctrinated for the first 25 years of our lives in leftist institutions that try to make us little leftists. Or at least
Little Leftist, by the way, was my favorite British invasion band right after Herman's Hermits.
afraid, scared, cowering conservatives who don't want anyone to know. Let it out. Say it loud. Say it proud. There's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful.
If she said this in a German accent with a funny mustache, it would be kind of like, it would be, they need, who they need? There were a few to be determines on that Turning Point USA list. Remember that kid from Nepal? I think he would be great.
Stand up for what you believe in. Be respectful of the other side, just like Charlie was. You don't have to own your professor or, be a jerk. But they're not allowed to own you or be a jerk to you either. We've been going along with that.
Dude, how shitty is like our political rhetoric in this country that we're literally giving kids speeches that you and I used to have in assemblies in like 5th grade, 4th grade. This is the, if you see something, say something. Bullying isn't okay. Nobody has the right to be in your bubble. Nobody has the right to make you feel bad. Treat others the way you'd want to be treated. I mean, these are elementary school level things that we're having to tell college kids. That you don't have a right to go in there and own people and be mean to them, but they don't have a right to own you and be mean to you either. Yeah, you guys are 19. We should have this figured out by now. This is mildly disconcerting. Numero uno says Aaron's definitely not a conservative. Been obvious for a while from the way he's progressing those chins. No, fuck that. I'm conserving my chins. I'm conserving them so much that I'm getting more of them. Thank you so much. In my opinion, that's how it's working out. Alrighty says sometimes liberal professors will be biased against a student if their conservative points go into papers and get lower grades. That's true. I mean, I'll give you that.